What brought me to Heart Fellowship was my pastors as well as God. I believe that this was a divine appointment, especially in how we met. Started off with the marriage ministry and being part of the core team, which I don't believe was a mistake. And it rolled right into the planting and building of Heart Fellowship.
As the family, we were looking for a church home. And being transplants from Louisiana, we visited quite a few of them, but looking for somewhere that we can fit in, actually get in and get our hands dirty with. Because when we met Pastors Michelle and Cedric, they just made us feel like it was a family. It wasn't just a church, we were coming into family.
Yeah, what brought me to Heart Fellowship is really God stepping in at a moment where I really needed him to show me the next spot, the next direction. I had an intervention with God, and he told me it was time to start doing his work, and I had been doing it for a while. And we were at a different church, and we were thinking about maybe making a change. And Pastor Cedric White called me up and said, "Hey bro, I need you to come alongside me and do a thing." And I knew at that moment, because I had been praying about it, that was my answer. And so out of obedience, move forward to our fellowship.
We are a small ministry. We are a baby ministry. We are really taking it very slow. We're being intricately through the processes of where we are. It's no judgment there. You're allowed to come as you are, come alongside of us. It's comfortable. It's inviting, it's real. We have a real ministry, and we love each other. I mean, we're just able to love on one another, and I love the part about the fellowship. So we focus on the word and everything that Pastor brings and preparing the sanctuary or a studio for that. But the fellowship is even more important. And why is that? Is because people come in church mass and they're hurting, and they may come and get the word, but it's just not enough for them. They need something else. And the connection that Heart Fellowship has at the end of service on that fellowship component gives that other opportunity for that person to open up, to feel comfortable enough to share something or be prayed for about, prayed with. We're giving them the opportunity to get what they needed before they walked in the door.
I like the services. I always feel comfortable and welcome when I come in.
I would definitely describe Heart Fellowship as not only a place of love, but a place for spiritual growth and just growth in general. And that you can come as you are and you won't be judged at all.
Just being at Heart Fellowship, I've definitely grown and developed. I know I've not been the probably funnest person to be around sometimes, just going through things of life. But the 15 minutes with the Father has been pivotal in my growth and development. Just prayer, I have definitely found myself communing more with the Lord, being in prayer, taking all of my cares to Him and leaving it to Him. So I've definitely grown in that area.
Heart Fellowship is love. It is love so much that you can't help but want more. It's somewhere you can go and not just feel like you're loved on, but your love for God just continues to grow, because where else could you go? If you feel like you're loved all the time, if you feel like you're hurt, if you feel like you're happy, you feel like any of those emotions, they're either healed or they're elevated when you walk into the building. And sometimes you just need that after a hard week or to start your next week. You walk into that room and you walk out feeling renewed, feeling like you can take on the world, feel like if you found a hurt soul on the street, you're ready to heal it.
The best thing about Heart Fellowship is the family and the relationship. There's a lot of people who attend churches and they've been there for years, but to be able to name even everybody in the leadership is difficult. But within Heart Fellowship, we make the fellowship and the relationship the core of who we are. That way we know how to pray for you because we know who you are. We know what your life is about. We know the things that you're struggling with. We know the praise reports you have. We know more about you as a person, which helps us to build the relationship and to be able to pray and help you through whatever it is that you need.
It is a place of acceptance. Part of our mission statement is no perfect people allowed. And that to me actually hits home because broken or not, you're accepted somewhere.
I have a crazy congregation.
Is that right?
No, I have the congregation is wonderful. The congregation is loving. The congregation is real. I love after service to stand back and just look. I love to stand back in a corner and be able to see the fellowship, the hugs, the laughs. People are eating, people are talking, because that's what it's about. What we don't want is for a person to come to church, sit down, get up, and leave the same way that they came. We want you to feel connected. We want that fellowship. We want the fellowship with you. We want you to have fellowship with God. And sometimes the church is that first point of contact. So if you're coming and you came hurting, we want you to leave healed. We want you to leave with a feeling of, I want to come back there because, wow, I felt good when I was there. And we want that to overflow into your life. So not just during church, not just after church, but we wanted to so encompass you that you have to want to come back because you want more of what Heart Fellowship has to offer.
Heart Fellowship is just as it says, everything is from the heart. And I love the church. I love the family.
Everyone who comes to our church, and people are not afraid to share their feelings with us because they know it won't go anywhere. They know once they tell us something, it is there. It stays with Heart Fellowship, and it's a place of love, family, friendship.
This band is it's our constant reminder of why we do what we do. And every day it says, to God be the glory. So everything we do it to the glory of God.
At Heart Fellowship, I felt something completely different. I felt acceptance. I felt relationship with the room to make mistakes. And it made me realize that God is a friend. He's a father. He's someone I can love on and will love on me. So it changed my relationship with God because it changed my view of God. Religion's no longer a part of it. It's more about my relationship. So that's what I needed to hear in order for me to get closer to Him.
I know everybody keeps saying it, but it's home. It doesn't feel like you're going to church, because going to church means you have to put up with a lot of religious rules and things like that. So when we go to service, it's like we're just going home, we're hanging out with family, but we're also learning about what God says.
The growth and where we started, the foundations with the core team that we have has been, I think God has it under control, because if He had given us all those big things initially, the growth wouldn't have been able to be there. There would have been a lot of, I'd rather make the small steps now with the growth than giving us something that would be even harder to manage. So God gives us everything that we need to manage the level of depth and authority that we have, that He's given us.
I think the biggest thing that I like to convey is that we're trying to do church the way God intended. We're not giving you a show. That's not what we're here for. I'm not trying to preach you happy. That's not what I'm here for. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to bring a word to you that will take you to your knees, not get you up and give me applause. I want what God gives me to say to you on Sunday morning or whenever it is to make you want to talk more to Him. And so that's our focus at Heart Fellowship, right? Breaking down the walls of religion while building up the spirit of love. We want to learn and teach the Word of God, period. And I'm not perfect. I'm going to make mistakes. Nobody around me is perfect, thank God. We're going to make mistakes, but you are accepted. In your mistakeness, you are accepted like you are. And that's what we want.